If you're watching the replay after this live Monday night chat that I do every week, if you're unable to comment, it's for subscribers only. And that eliminates, people who are real negative for just coming in and saying anything. So we certainly appreciate you being here. And like I said, if you watch chat, I tried to get the PC set up earlier than usual so that I could be ready to rock and roll at 7 o'clock. So I'm just opening up the chat. So we're here in YouTube. And I hope we got some moderators in the house. I'm sure we do. And hopefully they are speaking to everybody like they always do every Monday night at 7 Central Time. Okay, so I'm pulling up the live chat. It just takes a few minutes. And it's loading. And then the live stream will come up with the chat box. And I've already pinned to the top my email address as well as my Cash App. And you can see it's already pinned to the top. I did that prior to coming on. So now let's see who everybody's speaking to. I see that we have, the first one is not showing, but I see Pescatarian Gardener is here, one of our lovely moderators. Barb Brownlee is in the house. Growing with Hudson, Bobby Wilson, Lion Crest Outdoors is here. Mike's Chaotic Gardening is here. Amani Anita Newsom is here. Grandmama Groves is in the house. And I see my moderator is speaking to everybody, several moderators. Cotham Creations is here. Charlene Joe is here. And we will appreciate it if everybody would hit that like button. Okay. Okay, now I teased you guys in the promo I did before, or when I scheduled live, and I told you that every gardener should have this tree in their garden or their food forest. No matter how big or small your garden is, I'm going to share with you why you should have this particular tree. And I've shared this information with you guys before. In fact, it was during a live where I gave you all these healthy benefits of using the leaves of this tree. And I even gave 2 of the little trees away. I purchased them from Amazon. It was 4 of them in 4-inch pots. They were real small. And I kept 2, one for myself and one for my daughter. And I went through all of the healthy benefits of using this tree. And when I found out that it was as beneficial as it is, I started cooking with it more often. And I'm going to reveal what it is in a minute. But I want to see who can guess. What is this tree that you guys, what do you think I'm going to tell you which tree it is? Sifting some soil and more is in the house. Lolita Edwards, C. Thomas, my Renaissance grandma is here. I'm just making sure that I don't miss anybody. Erica Jones is here. Erica says elderberry. Now, that just warms my heart that you said elderberry, but it's not elderberry. And the reason why I say it warms my heart is because Bria and I harvested the elderberries the other day, and Brian and Bria helped me sort through them when I brought them back here. So, elderberry is close to my heart. Let's see if anybody else. Oh, we have a person that guessed it right. Hey, Auntie Ellen. I saw it. Somebody put mimosa. Somebody said moringa. But I saw it. C. Thomas. Bay leaf. Let's give C. Thomas a hand. It is indeed bay leaf. And you're going to see those tiny plants in the video that I upload tomorrow morning. How tiny they were when I got 4 for $19 on Amazon, and how big they are now. And I have them in 2 separate pots, one for my daughter and one for me. And since I moved with my daughter and son-in-law and Brian and Bria, I went ahead and potted them up together in a large pot. And in fact, one grew so tall and much bigger than the other. Even though they had the same potting soil, they were fed fermented comfrey tea on the same day. I only fed them like twice since I put them in those little pots. And they were close to each other in the greenhouse with 50% shade cloth over them all summer long. But one grew bigger than the other. And that happens. You can put 2 seeds in identical pots in the same place, feed them same amount of sun, and one will grow more vibrant. Okay? So, trying to fix my wig here. Yeah, I wear wigs. I don't care if you know. Well, you already know because I had my son, my barber, cut my hair, and he cut it a little bit too short, but it'll grow back. It grows fast. Anyway, I'm going to share those bay leaf, and there's a technical term, I'll give it to you as soon as I pull up my notes. I'm going to share it in the video tomorrow, but I'm going to talk about them today. But before I talk about them today, let me see if it's anybody else I need to acknowledge. And then I'm going to move on. I think Lolita Edwards. I don't know if I said hello to you. LaShawn Black. Janet is in the house. One name. At Home with Cherie is in the house. And I think I got everybody. So now, I'm going to pull up my file for my notes that I'm going to talk about today. And I emailed them to me so that I can get them real fast in my inbox. So I actually have 2 topics because I know everybody is getting their gardens ready. But let me just start off and say this. For those of you that emailed me and wanted to know was I doing okay, you all know that we got, they said, a summer's worth of rain in a matter of 24 hours. I know Linecrest is in here, and he lives in North Texas where I live. And there might be some other people in here too. But we got a lot of rain, and we actually got flooding rain where I live in Mesquite, Texas. And they had to have rescue boats to come by and get some people out of their homes. Now, where my home is, and I know you all know that I've moved, and this is my room at my daughter's house. And if you haven't been in here for a while, if you don't know, for health reasons, my children have convinced me, and it didn't take a lot. They could tell my health required me to get more rest. And so I'm turning my home into an investment property. And I was talking to a good friend. You all know her as Miss Beverly. I've been doing her hair for 30 years. And I was telling her, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, and I'm going to get back to my notes and everything, but I got to get this off my chest. I was sharing with her, since I've decided to move the garden portion of my food forest over here, which is 1.5 miles from what is going to be my investment property, my viewership has gone down and my subscribers are not sharing my videos. And I know I haven't been making a lot because I'm in a transition and I'm moving and packing up and every day. But I am getting a lot of rest. And I was telling her, I said, I think some people are mad at me because they are not watching my videos. But I'm not going to leave everybody high and dry. I'm still going to grow the fruit trees in containers. I'm just not going to grow them in the ground. And I'm still going to be giving the same amount of information, and maybe even more with the container garden. And she said, no, they're probably not mad at you. And this is why it's good for you to have a friend, a confidant, where you can express your true feelings to, because they can give you another perspective. And she said, maybe they're just a little sad. Because those of us that have been with you for a long time, we've seen you grow trees from seeds, and now they're bearing fruit, and now you're going to move them. Maybe they're just a little sad. I said, yes, but nobody is more sadder than me. And even though I put on a good front to motivate you, well, it's not really a front, face to motivate everybody, it's still a part of me that doesn't want to let go. And I get a little sad every day when I go back to my home where I have lived for 31 years. And I know it's the right thing for me to do, but still there is a nostalgia about it. When my husband was alive and the children were real small, and we went into this suburb where there weren't any black families. And I hope I don't offend anybody when I say that. And we were able to go there, and even though we knew the spotlight was on us, we maintained one of the, if not the prettiest yard in the community with the flowers, where some people weren't rooting for us. And they thought, okay, here goes the neighborhood. But we showed them differently that we were an asset to the community. And so I've been living there. You know, my husband passed away, and we raised our family there. And so it's a lot of nostalgia and precious memories that are conjured up every time I walk through the doors. Even though I know this new chapter in my life is going to be better for me. And I even look better. I look better, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I feel better. And I'm going to get back to the flooding. And it showed in my doctor's visit last Monday. I didn't tell you all about it Monday night because I hadn't gotten the test results. All of my test results were wonderful, except for one, and I'll share it with you. My A1C for being pre-diabetic has gone down. Yes. My, I don't know if I'm saying it right, triglycerides, everything for your cholesterol has gone down. And if you may have noticed, and you may not, but my weight has gone down. My vitamin D level, which I was taking a strong vitamin D pill every week, has stabilized. Oh, two things went down. A little anemic went down. My thyroid It's fine because of the medication that I take. The only thing that went down a little bit, and it's to be expected because you all know I have kidney disease, was my kidney function. But it's still good. It's not to the point where I need to take any medication or dialysis. Okay? And I wasn't referred to the kidney specialist again like I was in danger zone. So everything is going well. I'm gonna go back to the chat because I know some of you are saying, "Well, that's good. That's good, Lady Cheryl." I can tell. So all of my tests were good, and except like I said, the kidney deal. And I knew something was happening because I had kidney stones. And I told you all about how I did the tart cherry juice because it helps break up the kidney stones. But it also helped with inflammation. Okay? So now, let me get the chat back up. And let's see what you guys are saying. And then I'm going to get back to the flooding issue. So, Growing with Hustle is telling people, please hit that thumbs up button. Hey, y'all, girl, la, and Allsnet Homesteader. I just watched your video not too long ago, Allsnet Homesteader. And I think everybody else is in here. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna bring this all back. I know I'm all over the place. I'm a melodramatic person. That's just my personality. But I'm going to get back to the bay leaf tree and how I know it has helped me. Okay, so let me talk about the flooding first. So we got like about 5 warnings in Mesquite that the Mesquite River was overflowing, and it's a small river. But where I live and where my daughter lives, which is 1.5 miles away from her home, there was no actual flooding in that area. But some of the school buses had to pull over, and we got these emergency notices as well as the robocalls from the Mesquite School District telling the employees, don't rush in, don't go through standing water, pull over, don't worry about getting to school on time, you will not be penalized, the buses are running late. And so you may have seen that on television because my baby brother, who is the pastor, called me immediately and said, I see you are flooding in Mesquite. And I said, yes, but not in my direct area, but I'm praying for everybody in the vicinity. And they said that Dallas got 14 inches, I believe it was, of rain overnight and early that morning. And they said that we got accumulation of rain of what we would normally get the whole summer. But you know, we've been having these tremendous heat waves, extreme temperatures. We broke a record with 109 degrees in July, and we had 60-something odd days in a row with triple-digit heat. And I just brought these two to show you. Now, if you look back at my fruit trees and my playlist, you will see that my apples were 8 times the size, and the pears were much bigger. This is the biggest they got, guys. That's what the heat stunted and did to my fruit trees and fruit production, even though I was watering a lot. The heat will play a factor. So when I see videos of people, let's see who I watched. I saw Shauna Na, Mama J's Country Garden, Lion Crest Homestead, and if I didn't call your name out and I watched your video, it's just not coming to my 68-year-old brain right now. But I watched a lot of videos. I'm having more time to watch videos because I'm not mopping and dusting and doing all that housework and stuff. You know, I don't have to do that anymore. Just keep my room, you know, neat. And so I have more time to watch videos and to get into more of your live chats, and I'll be doing that going forward. But when I see you all have green, luscious plants growing and you have been a part of that heat wave, it's very encouraging. And even if you haven't been in the heat wave and you have a lot of good things growing, it's very encouraging to us who are holding on and just doing the best that we can, because we have a longer growing season. And I'm going to talk about that toward the end of my topic of discussion after I get back to the bay laurel tree I'm going to tie it all in and share with you some more pointers about how you can extend your growing season. So I'm going to get back to the bay laurel leaves and tell you all how I think it helped lower my cholesterol, because a year ago when I first presented this tree to you all, I know I shared with you that my daughter cooks with it a lot, but I never did. But I started growing the leaves and digesting the tea. And now I'm getting ready to show you why. Okay, the first thing I want to tell you that about this bay laurel leaf tree is a Turkish plant that usually grows in the Mediterranean, but it grows very well here. I want to say zones, can't remember. I didn't write it down. 329 or maybe 10. Google it and find out if it'll grow in your area. And it's a staple in a lot of soups and sauces, and it has a bitter, subtle taste that's a combination of mint and spice. And most people put the whole leaf or leaves in the soup and then take them out after the food has cooked. But this is the deal. This is what I learned, and this is why I started drinking the tea and cooking with it, not as much, but in soups and stews, when I learned that it has a lot of vitamins and minerals, and the most prevalent ones are calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin C, and zinc. And you know, you heard a lot about zinc during COVID, about you should take the supplement and it'll help boost up your immune system. But not only does it have a good flavor that it can add to your soups and your stews, if you put it in foods that have a lot of natural animal fat, it would absorb some of that fatty oil or grease or fat, whatever you want to call it. And it's true. Google it. There are studies. I'm not going to get into it because I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but it can help lower your cholesterol. And my test results that I took all the blood work Monday has proven whatever I'm doing, the doctor tells me to keep doing. Because, I also meant to tell you my blood pressure, everything, everything was good except a little more protein in my urine for my kidneys and blood and urine function, kidney function. Another thing, there have been a lot of studies that tell you that it has also an antibacterial effect in it. So it can stop things like staphylococcus bacteria or E. coli. So, and you all know that there's a hamburger joint, I'm not going to name it, that had lettuce that was recalled. And you can Google that too. I don't want to say anything on this live chat that would, make your advertisers get mad at me. But be very, very careful. And that's why we are so blessed that we're able to grow our own greens and lettuce. And you can look right behind me and you'll see a bunch of seeds. Now, the video I'm going to drop in the morning does not contain these. This will be in my next video. I sowed even more leafy greens because I've got 235 days out of the year that I can grow before we get a frost. And I'm going to show you how to look up your frost date. But getting back to the bay leaves, let me just tell you real quick, I got my stevia over here. I've got some rainbow Swiss chard because I did Balkan Swiss chard, Ford Hook Swiss chard, Century Swiss chard, but I wanted to get some rainbow Swiss chard in. And I have a lot of kale in the other batch that I'm sharing with you tomorrow in my video. But I also wanted to add some more kale. So I put red Russian kale because it's less susceptible to insects and infestations, and some more blue Scotch curly kale, a cherry tomato, because it's going to be my first season over here growing tomatoes outside. I don't want to chance it with a big tomato, nor am I going to try to go back and forth heating the greenhouse with electricity and all of that. So I'm not going to be heating the greenhouse this year. Okay? And then last but not least, I don't know what I know what I did. This is a Chinese broccoli. I'm pretty sure it's some seeds that I got from at home with Cheryl. Okay? And I'm going to buy, and they're going to be coming out soon because we had 103 degrees the other day and then 73 degrees this morning. So I'm sure the local nurseries are going to be stocking starts. So I'm going to buy cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. And normally I would try to start that in the house, but I didn't want to do all that with the grow lights and two places, and it's just dangerous, okay? So getting back to the antibacterial effects, the bay leaf can also fight off the bacteria, and it's called pylori, P as in Paul, Y-L-O-R-I, and this is a bacteria that causes ulcers and even cancer. And you know, guys know I'm a breast cancer survivor. So when I saw, wow, this can lower pressure, cholesterol, fight off ulcers, because, you know, that runs in my family, diverticulitis of the colon, and all these little things that some of my siblings have had, and help lower your blood pressure, your cholesterol. And this is the one that got me when I started drinking the tea. It also can help if you consume the ground bay leaf leaves and put it into tea. It can decrease your blood sugar. And y'all know I told y'all I've been pre-diabetic for 13 years, no medication. My A1C went down too, y'all. So that's why I decided to do this topic, because even though I've done it before, to reiterate that we can heal ourselves. We can be either addicted to a bunch of medication and eat whatever, I was going to say the hell, we won't. Or we can try to eat better and heal ourselves. Yes, stay on your medication. Am I going to still take my thyroid medication and my blood pressure medication? Yes, I will. But I'm going to eat and drink better. I'm going to eat to live as opposed to living to eat. So bay leaf is one of the things I would hope, if I didn't get you the first time a year ago when I brought this to your attention, tomorrow when you watch the video and you see how big the two little trees have gotten, even though we had a harsh, brutal summer, and when you see that they came out of the greenhouse where I had my, I'm trying to say garlic, but it's not garlic, ginger, and you'll see how crispy those delicate leaves are with the 50% shade cloth and 10-degree temperature cooler in that greenhouse, and you compare it to the leaves on the bay laurel tree, you'll see that it's easy to grow. And I went a couple of times, and they were in small containers, and I went like 3 or 4 days without watering them. And we didn't have any rain. Because I knew they can handle it. So I hope all of you all will get you a bay laurel tree and put it in your garden. Research cancer prevention, lowering your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. And I'm here to tell you that if you boil the leaf in water, you're not going to taste it. It won't have any flavor. But when you add it in with meat and stuff, then you're going to go ahead on and get your flavor. And that's why I add a little lemon, a little stevia in my tea that I make out of the bay laurel leaves, okay? So, did you know that if you have a digestive issue, drink some bay leaf tea? Heartburn, acidity, constipation, a lot of things. People use it when they're treating for the cold or a flu. So they have a lot of medicinal purposes, a lot of vitamins in them. I'm going to recommend that you get you a bay laurel leaf tree. Any questions so far? I'm going to go back and look at the chat and see if I have a question about what I'm talking about. And I'm going to get your general questions later, okay? Okay, let me see this. It's Lady Cheryl. My grandma, Renaissance grandma said, thank you. Thank you, I'm telling you. Said, that's good. Keep up the good work. And Barb Brownlee is saying, I have heard some subscribers on YouTube are either, oh goodness, it's going so fast. I think I know what she's going to say, though. I'm going to go back. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can find it. Something about the subscribers. Yes, that was what I was going to look at, but that's a good point at home with Cherie. I love bay leaf in my soups. I hear it's good to put in your long-term storage for grains. Absolutely correct. It is an insect repellent. Yep. Because poor little Bria, so it's going to be a bee in there. Because you're going to hear her squirming tomorrow morning if you watch my video. I don't know. She got nervous of bees lately. She used to didn't be like that. And I said, I got you, Bria. But I didn't find hardly any insects, any at all. I'm still looking. My Renaissance grandma is saying she added bay leaves to her homemade tea. Somebody is saying, that reminds me to clip a little lettuce in the morning. Y'all drop the lettuce seeds in salad bowl mixes. People were speaking. Hey, Stacy from Hands in the Dirt. Barb Brownlee said her tree was flooded out last fall from severe storms and did not make it. Sorry to hear that. Ashley Smith is speaking, and she says, go on, Lady Cheryl. Must be what I was talking about. My health is improving. And let me tell you all something. That's what I said when I bought the bitter melon this weekend. Yes, Grandma, Growing with Hudson, I saw your visit to the farmer's market. I want to say it was Tennessee. Beautiful. And I recognized your bitter melon right away because it looks like a cucumber, guys, but it has like a rough skin. It helps to lower blood sugar, too. And it's in my blood sugar tea. Yes, ma'am. Very, very good. I am a computer. I don't understand what she's saying, but I'll go back and look at the chat later. I always go back. And Amani saying, teach Lady Cheryl. Okay, here we go. Yes, Mike's Chaotic Garden. Bitter melon is great for pre and type 2 diabetes. Yes, I'm pre-diabetic. I haven't been diagnosed diabetes yet. But it's like a little bit pregnant. You can start eating crazy and you'll have diabetes before you know it. And by the way, take care of your feet. If you start now, if you haven't done it already, because diabetes, you start getting ulcers and have to go to podiatrists and amputations and all that. I'm very particular when I found out that I was pre-diabetic all those years ago of my feet. Okay, I'm getting back trying to find that one I saw. A lot of pearls tonight. Thank you, Lorraine T. Lorraine T says she puts it in a flower. Yes, you can put it in your long-term storage. Lorraine has a lightning storm, but she might have to watch the replay. We understand. I understand. Yes, Cherie, the leaves are soft when you harvest them, but they're tough. They're not like real soft like basil or lettuce or anything like that. They have a nice texture to it, but they do get hard as they dry out. And very good for long-term storage. It was somebody had something in here I wanted to address, but I can't find it. I can't find it. You all know who you are. Please, please, please. Amani said her grandmother used to put it in her and then always threw one or two and then fished them out later. Yes. Yes, I've been putting it in my soup. And Ashley Smith said, be safe when you go to these fast food. And I know she's talking about restaurants. Yeah, we like slow food at home. Since I've been here, my daughter, she's been working 6 days a week, and my son, now he works a whole lot. And he works from home, but don't think people that work from home not working, because he works very hard. And he is the one that takes the kids to school and pick them up. And my daughter has been working every Saturday. And then yesterday was Sunday, and Brian's party was Sunday. I didn't go. I rested because it was at I think it's called Bahama Beach, and they're going down the water slides, and they be taking swimming lessons. I just stayed in. But the point I'm trying to make is, since I've been here, I think it's been about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I've only seen them eat at fast food one time. And because she was working all those days, she came on Friday before last, and she said, I'm tired, I'm just going to get some food at the fast food restaurant. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And then the next day, they had subs with croissants. And I told them, this tastes better than the food that went through from the drive-thru. And it's the truth. The kids like the little fast food places, but we adults, as we get older, most of us don't hardly even like it. We'll eat it, especially if, you're pressed for time. But I'd rather have me some good old homemade soup. Like Cheryl was saying, she put the bay leaf in her soups. And I've seen her videos where she makes a lot of good soups and stews. And I'm the same way. And I'd rather eat that, guys. I'd rather eat that than to eat the junk food. Okay? Okay, so let me see. I know it was something else I was trying to find in here. Maybe they will put it back. Excuse me. So, it'll grow in almost any type of soil. I told you the zones that it grow through. I don't put no type of chemicals on it. It's resistant to bugs, and insects. I would recommend that you use a potting mix if you put it in a container. When I repotted them, you're going to see in the video tomorrow morning, but I just used a pot that I already had stuff in, pulled it out, dug a hole, and dug around that, both of those trees in that pot, lifted up, put it down into the container, and put some soil on the top, and called it a happy, as my sister-in-law says. Sure, I believe you're thinking of Brownlee mentioning the you. Oh, thank you, Mike. YouTube has been altering our subscribers, etc. So it's likely not you, Lady Cheryl, losing people. No, Mike, I haven't been losing subscribers. No, you lose one and get one. I've been losing. I haven't been getting people watching the videos. The watch time has gone down to 1/3, and blocking and unsubscribing people. See, Thomas is saying the same thing. But I've been getting some new subscribers. The people are not watching. And I was saying, are people mad at me because I'm, moving the garden on the food from the food forest over here? And that's what my friend Beverly, of 30 years, retired school teacher, said. No, they may be a little sad. And the same day I had that conversation with her, I came through the back, and Bria and I were doing some stuff, harvesting the elderberries and blah, 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 and transplanting herbs, sage, and rosemary and basil. And I told Bria, I said, open up the front door and look in the storm door and see if there are any business cards. Because people stick them in your door. And it wasn't a business card. But I got this. And she's in here. Grandmama Groves. Sent me the prettiest card I ever seen in my life. Look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? So, and I usually don't call out when people send me stuff, but it came at a time when I had just hung up from Miss Beverly. Isn't that beautiful, that 3D? And I had just hung up from Miss Beverly. She said, no, they may be sad. They may be happy for you, but they may be sad that they're not going to see as much of the food for us as you normally show. And that, but I am going to show it. And she sent me some tea and a beautiful little small little note. And it's personal, so I'm not going to read it. And she sent me some calendula mix that she saved these seeds August 2022. That meant a whole lot to me. So a lot of times people can tell you something and you were thinking a certain way, and then they can share their viewpoint, and then this came in and it was like the Holy Spirit. It was just right in on time. That's okay. Don't worry about who's not watching. You still have people that love you and appreciate what you're trying to do. And so Grandmama Grows, you really touched my heart. And that came at a time when I needed that. I'm telling you, because it's been a little hard. Hey, Canadian Proud. I see Grandmama Grows speaking to you, brother. Thank you. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. And Andrea Lucas is going back to work. She's 69 years old, so she's saying she's getting called up. And you know I love you, Andrea, and I'm just thankful that you are here. And thank you, Cherie, saying she's looking forward to seeing all what I grow. It went by so quick. And see, guys, I'm going to take my 31 plus years of gardening in that one spot, but over 40 something years gardening, and I've got a blank canvas. So it's going to be fun. Trust me, I'm asking you all to please hang in there with me. It's going to be fun. And those of you that are just starting out, because I got a reputation in these YouTube streets as being an instructional content creator. So I attract a lot of new gardeners. So this is going to be good for you guys. If I can do it, you can do it too. And I got a blank canvas to work with. My only limitation is they don't want the trees to be in the ground because they're going to build a pool. I hope I'm not saying too much because that's their business, but in a year or two, they're supposed to be building a pool, and that's why Brian and Bria is taking all these lessons, swimming lessons, and that's why Brian wanted his birthday party to be a swimming party. So they went to Bahama Beach and in Dallas, and so they don't want any issues with their pool with roots and their sprinkler system that they have. So I'm going to show you that you can grow trees in containers, and then you can have a successful garden in containers. So that wraps up this part of the topic. I want to move on to the second part. Hey, James Franklin, good to see you. Now, I'm going to talk about, the other thing I want to talk about is, you guys know that you can go to almanac.com. It used to be the Farmer's Almanac. My grandfather used to have this little book. It was about this size, and he would look it all up, and my mother would too, and she would pierce ears by the moon signs and all of that. Well, they have gone into the 21st century, and they are online, and you can go there and you can put in the search bar first frost date or whatever, and you put your zip code or your city. And I did mine this morning, and it shared with me that I'm trying to find it. I think my first projected frost date is going to be, I told you guys last week, December, but they're saying now that it could be November, but we don't get any serious frost. And let me just share with you what a serious frost and a light frost is. Okay. A light frost is anywhere between 29 and 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? A moderate freeze is 25 to 28 degrees. And a severe freeze is anything below 24 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's when it can cause heavy damage to a lot of plants and some trees. So now let's go in and let's talk about the plants and trees, not trees, but just plants, the ones that can take growing without any protection until they get a certain degree. And I'm going to run through these real fast. And then I will, tomorrow morning, after I upload my video, about 6 o'clock in the morning, I will put this on the community board, these charts that I'm going over right now. You don't have to worry about covering up artichokes until it's going to get below 31 degrees. And these are all alphabetical order, and these are all on the almanac.com. Asparagus, 30 degrees. Beans, 31. Beets, 29. That's the roots. The tops of the beets, you're going to have a problem if it gets below 31. Broccoli, 29. Cabbage, 26. Carrots, 28 degrees. Cauliflower, 27. Celery, 31. Cucumbers, 30. Kale, 27. Okra, 29 degrees. Peas, 28. Potato tubers, 28. Pumpkins, 31. Radishes, 30. Spinach, 30. Squash, 31. Squash, winter squash, 30. Sweet corn, 32. Sweet potatoes, 32. Tomatoes, 32. And watermelon. I think that was Growing with Hudson. Yeah, it's Growing with Hudson. I was recommending that she leave her sweet potatoes in as long as she can. Because as long as it doesn't drop down, sweet potatoes, where is it? To 32 degrees, you're cool. You can let them stay in there, sweetie, until you know it's getting close to 32 degrees. And if they're in a container, as I told you in your comment section, you can bring them in the house. I have cut some of the leaves out and brought mine right in the back door when I didn't have a greenhouse. Because in Texas, we don't get that much freezing weather. And when we do, it's like catastrophic. Like when we went down February 3rd, 2020, when it got down to 3 degrees and we were out of power. And the politicians went out of town. I'm not going to call out any names. Now, so go to almanac.com. I'm going to get your questions in a minute. And you put in your zip code. And so after March the 20th, we're not supposed to get any freezing temperatures, anything below 32 degrees. And we're not supposed to get any, and this is a 30% probability. They're telling us November the 11th, we can get our first light frost. But that still gives me 235 days to garden. So now, let's not even count August. I've got all of September, all of October, and about half of November, and a week or so in, what's this month? August. So that means I got a good 90 days where I can get a lot of stuff grown. I can get a cabbage to go to head, broccoli, cauliflower, all the greens, all the beets. And so what I'm going to do is, I shared with you in my last video, this video, and the one coming up tomorrow. I'm sharing what I have started in the peat pellets, but I am going to direct sow in the food forest, in the galvanized steel raised bed. I'm going to direct sow bush strike beans, Blue Lake 274 bush beans, carrots, rutabaga, market white turnips, red Detroit beets, golden boy beets, and golden beets. Golden boy beets are from Botanical Interest. Golden beets are from Baker Creek. So that whole bed, I will be having food over there. And I'm not going to water it but once a week. And whatever grows, grows. I'm going to be concentrating on more what's growing in here. And if you can look right behind me, let me lean on my bed a little bit. If you see the blinds open in that window, I can stand right there and look down over the whole stone ledge. That's where my garden is going to be. I can look out there and check it out. That's where my seedlings are on a table out there. And we haven't moved the patio furniture. So there is an app on the phone that's called I can't think of it. It's kind of like TikTok, but it's an application where, you know, you have, like, if you want somebody to paint your room, work on your air conditioning, do plumbing, put down carpet, you can go in there and you can put in if it's a residential job, a commercial job, and then these contractors will contact you and they will give you a price. And I've done it a couple of times. My son-in-law turned me on to it. And ladies, I hope I don't offend you by what I'm getting ready to say. But it's the truth. Sometimes they'll try to, according to your zip code, they'll try to give you a unreasonable price. Whereas a man, they don't play games with as much as they try to do, ladies. So I'm taking the pictures of everything that needs to be moved. And then I've already discussed it, my son-in-law is going to handle the negotiating the price of what they're going to charge to move these trees, garden boxes, wheelbarrows, all that kind of stuff. Now, I hope I didn't offend any ladies in here, but I'm just telling you from my personal experience, God's gift to gardening. Hello. Hi, Tasha Ocean Grows. Hey, Andale. I've had some people that try to talk to me like I'm crazy. And then when I counter offer what they want to charge, and then there's, oh, I didn't know, you needed this, or this was already done. So I'm going to let my son-in-law handle that, and then go ahead and we'll have everybody just move everything. Because everybody is working, have their own, my other son has business, my other one is on dialysis. He can't lift up nothing heavy. And I was thinking about trying to shovel the dirt out of all of those boxes because they're heavy. Then I said, no, let's just pay somebody to move them. And that's what we're going to do. Okay. If I missed anybody that came in late, hey, Susie, good to see you. If I missed anybody, charges to my head, not my heart. And I'm open at this time to answer any questions. And you're right, Pescatarian Gardener. Thank you so much for agreeing with me. They will try to take advantage of a lady. And I know it's going to be expensive. I've already wrapped my mind around that. But I don't need to be getting all of this rest and this convenience of being here and not having to do all this heavy duty work. And I haven't really moved it all the way here yet. And then strain my body and try to it's just too much. It's just too much. It's true. My wife sees that too, but she's tougher than me. So I just get her to make dog face the car salesman. I hear you. I'm really good about things like that. Thank you, Grandmama Groves, for putting the all caps and the emoji up for your questions. I'm really good about cars and stuff like that. But when it comes to negotiating price work for like fence repair, I have just recently redone my ensuite and did a new vanity and, new toilet and all that kind of stuff. And people want to charge just an arm and a leg and a liver too. And Amani says self-care is key. Yes, it is. And I feel so much better. Okay, so I'm ready for your questions. And moderators, if I forgot something, please bring it to my to my memory. Are there any questions? Because, I promised you all I wouldn't be on here more than 8:15. Hey, Janine, good to see you. Yeah, girl. I learned that from a man. He used to tell me that I had too soft of a heart. But let me share this with you. When I had my store and my large salon in the mall in Mesquite, how can I put it? There was a young lady there, real cute, little chubby girl. I don't know if you all remember, but back in the day, you could order stuff in the catalog, chubby or regular or slender. I don't even know if they still have that, but she was a little chubby girl, and every time I would go to the apparel mart and order dresses and stuff for the store, because I used to do those pageant girl dresses with the slips and the lace stockings and the shoes. And anyway, I would order her something, and she was real sweet. And one of the janitors out there, he said, Miss Cheryl, her mother and father can afford to get her clothes. You just feel sorry for her. And he was telling me they try to dress her kind of down, kind of raggedy when they brought her out here and talk to me, and I would give her a dress. And I told him it didn't matter. What I did it from my heart. And he said, yeah, some people will get in your heart and then they'll take your liver. So that's where I got that expression from, didn't he? But I didn't mind doing things for people, because I do believe you reap what you sow, and those things came back to me in other ways. Okay. Yeah, they get in your heart and then they want your liver. That's what he said. But that's okay. And let me share with you all one more story. There was a lady, I was doing hair for like 5 years, and she hurt herself on her job. And if you didn't know, the post office has one of the strongest unions in the country. And she had an excuse to go back to light duty, and her supervisor tried to put her on heavy duty. So she walked off the job. They said she was insubordinate, but according to her doctor's excuse, she couldn't do the job, the task that he had her to do. So when they fired her unjustly, and the union was advocating for her, and she was going to get her job back. And all while she was waiting to get her job back, going through arbitration and mediation, I did her hair for her free. And she said, when I get my job back, I'm going to have to come out here in a Mack truck to bring you your present. I said, oh, well, whatever you do is fine. But I just don't like anybody being taken advantage of, and I'm going to do your hair for you. So her mother had a mental disorder, and the mall is where people go and they walk real early if they have like a senior citizen or a disability, and you just knew the mall walkers. I look forward to seeing them because they, in a way, protected us from robberies or anything like that. And so a couple of times when she was out there walking with her mother that had the mental illness, she stopped and introduced her mother to me and her sister. And so 3 weeks went by. I almost said her name, and I don't want to do that. This young lady didn't come to see me to get her hair done. She didn't make her appointment, nor did she call to reschedule. So I saw her sister walking around the mall with her mother, and I said, hey, how you doing? You're, getting ready to say her name again, I don't want to say it. You're so-and-so, sister, right? And she said, yes. And I said, how's she doing? She said, she hasn't been here to see you? I said, no. She said, well, she went back to work and she got all her back pay and she doesn't come and get her hair anymore. She's been telling us how you've been doing her hair for her free and how she was going to bring you a nice gift. She never came back to see me, guys. And I did her hair all that time free. But the pearl that I want to give you today is, do you think I stopped doing nice things for people because of that one bad experience? No, because you reap what you sow. And I knew my blessings would come in another way. Did it hurt my feelings that she did me like that? Yes, indeed. But I did not stop doing for people. Like I told you, my dear friend, Miss Beverly, retired school teacher. I've been doing her hair for 30 years. You can't do somebody's hair for 30 years every week and don't have a relationship with them. You know, she's like my older sister, you know? And so I didn't let that taint me and stop doing and to help people, because that's my nature. But we reap what we sow. I never heard from her again, but I don't have to try to worry about getting revenge, because vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And I don't mean to get into a preaching sermon, but that'll just take care of itself. The Lord will take care of that. Hey, Mar, good to see you. Okay, so let me go back and see if I have any questions. Eat is good. Change is not always easy, but sometimes necessary. Sherry, thank God you have family who have your best interests at heart. They really do. They really do. Now, you can see right over here, I've got my coffee maker that I use for tea. Right over here, I've got my microwave. This is all new that I purchased since I've been here. And my little mini refrigerator. And I try not to be a burden to my my daughter. They don't have to worry about feeding me. But when they have something good, she'll ask me that I want it, and Bria will come up and, you know, bring me a plate or whatever. And I appreciate it. And this top drawer, you can see right here, I have all of my little plastic cups and little plates and things like that if I want to heat something up. And they don't believe in using any disposable plates. And I said, well, I do. And they say they are the Barbasolas. They don't eat out of disposable plates. I said, I want to see that. I'll probably be up somewhere looking down at you when you get my age. I want to see, do you still feel that way when you're my age? Because I don't believe in doing unnecessary work when I can eat a sandwich off a little plate and throw it in the garbage. But anyway, I'm just trying to see if anybody else. Anyway, I don't want to be dependent on, you know, my breakfast or my lunch. But if you have something good down there, you know, you could call me and I'll come on down and get something to eat, or they'll send it up. But I was telling my son when I went to the barbershop to get my hair cut, and he was asking me how are things going. I said, it's fine, but I don't go in their refrigerator. I don't like to eat their food. I like to have my own stuff. I've had stuff delivered. And he said, shoot, I'll be going downstairs and eating every chance I get. They would have to tell me finally, I'm going to put my name on this. Don't bother this. This is for my lunch. He is so crazy, but I just can't do that. Okay. So how are you adjusting to a much smaller garden? Well, it's in the, since it was the perfect time, James, since it was too hot here and I started a whole lot of seedlings, and it was the perfect time when things started slowing down in my garden. So it really hasn't been that difficult, and I go over there every few days, going over there every day really, until, except Sunday, until we got the rain the last 2 days. I didn't go. And so I still have to water over there and transplant stuff into pots. So actually, even though I'm downsized, I'm actually doing a little bit more work in the garden, getting things ready to come over here than I was before I start going through this transition. But I'm going to notice a difference this winter because I'm not going to grow in the greenhouse. And whatever I grow in there, it just will have to get watered once a week and will have to withstand the temperatures. So it's going to be mostly stuff in garden beds or in the ground. Because I'm not going to be going over there back and forth a lot. It's just a little bit too much. But I'm not doing a lot of housework and stuff. And so here's Mike said, so true, the older I get, the more paper plates I use. I've got bowls, I've got saucers, I have dinner napkins, I have paper towel, I have utensils, knife, fork, and spoon. I have everything. Denise want to say, did you all have flash flooding in your area? Yes, we did. The Mesquite River flooded over, and they had to have like little boats, little tugboats to come get people in the city of Mesquite where I live. But in the immediate vicinity, when I'm at my daughter's house and my house, we didn't get any flooding. But yes, we did in the city where I live. And Rose Florence, how you doing? She said, Lady Cheryl, that is sad the way the lady treats you, but you are a wonderful person and loving, and what goes around comes around. Amen. Amen. You don't stop. you know, doing things for people, because people do nice things for me. And sometimes I feel like, why are they doing that? Somebody is sending me, and I'm not going to call her name out, is sending me some of that Pellini linguine. It's made from the center of the date, a palm tree. And it's a good pasta substitute. And it doesn't have all the carbs and stuff. And when I was at my busiest with the orders from the company and the housework and the food force, this young lady sent me a case of that pasta. And I don't know if I deleted the email or forgot to respond to it, but I know I was working like a dog. And thank you for the super chat, Miss Susie Polidor. I appreciate you. And I called a couple of people or emailed a couple of people when I got it and said, did you send me some linguine pasta? And they said no. And I thought my sister might have sent it, because she was the first one I heard about it from, because she had lost a lot of weight with the keto diet. Well, I can't do keto because of the fat and the cheese and stuff like that, because cholesterol. Anyway, the young lady emailed me and said they were discontinuing it where she lived and would I like some more. And I went, oh my God, you are the lady that I never thanked. At least I don't recall thanking her. And she's sending me some more. I'm just bringing that up to tell you, you reap what you sow. Now that lady that did me like that 15, 20 years ago, so many other people have blessed to me that make up for that, guys, over and over again. And most people want to be anonymous. I've had people, I'm going to talk too much, guys. I don't want to I've had people to send me gift certificates, gift cards, cash out, stuff for my birthday, equipment for me to do my videotapes on. I can't even imagine sometimes when I get it, how I keep it all in check, for how God has blessed me. Sometimes when I say I can't even imagine how I was so strong and not blurted it all out and told you all everything. Because a lot of people want to be anonymous. Look, I see something in caps. Queen Cheryl, get my timer to water it for you. My timer does it for, oh yeah, and all I have to do is turn it off if it rains too much. James Franklin, yeah, you got the irrigation thing. I do the rainwater and the water hose. I know, I understand that. Auntie Ellen must be saying she's leaving. And God gives to gardens and blessings are deserved. Thank you so much. And I'm getting really, really emotional. So James, sifting some soil and more, want to know the name of your timer, and please put it in there, and I would recommend that you do a video on it, James. And another person, I call him Professor Lioncrest Outdoors. I think he went at Lioncrest Homestead now. It's really good with all that irrigation. Stacy, Hands in the Dirt. All of those guys are really good with those irrigation systems. So I would recommend that you all do a video on it. Okay. And G3GS Farms, thank you so much. So sifting some soil, contact those people that I mentioned, and they can help you with that. Okay, guys, I got a little fan on and it's stirring up my allergies. Let me get a little tissue here. I want to say good night, everybody. I think I spoke to everybody. If I didn't, charge it to my head and not my heart. Share this video if you can and help me get the viewership back up. I would certainly appreciate it. You guys know I appreciate you. And somebody saying something about my grandson. Oh, somebody telling your grandson won't let you take a break. That's somebody else. Okay. Good night, everybody. You know I love you. And God loves you too. I try not to be on here for a long time. G Mama put my Cash App up. Going back to the beginning, basics. Sunday, I'm getting the calendar out. This Sunday coming, the 28th at 2 o'clock, going back to the beginnings of establishing and making your brand for natural and organic products. If you all want to attend that class, email me. It's free for anybody that is in the Make Your Own Product group. I think I've got 3 people to sign up for it already. No one signed up for the water bath class and pressure candy class except somebody emailed me late Friday night and I had already canceled it. So I guess it was too hot or whatever, but it'll be coming up again. But if you want to be in that class, I don't care if it's just 3 of us there, Sunday, Zoom link will be going out on Wednesday. If you are in the Make Your Own Product class, email me and I'll send you the link. And Grandmama Groves, thank you so much putting the perk clubs if you want to join. And GT Junior Groves is saying something. See if I can get it.